What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Happy Tuesday. We're back at it again with another picks and predictions for the NFL this week. Starting off with Thursday Night Football, we have the Buccaneers versus the Falcons. This week is going to be very interesting. I have the Bucs squeezing a win out of this one. It's going to be a high-scoring, explosive offense. Baker Mayfield is going to go to town on this team. Atlanta Hawks has a phenomenal season right now. They've only lost to fairly good opponents, but I still think that the Buccaneers are edge a win out of this one on that Thursday night. First Sunday game is a London classic. We have the Jets versus the Vikings. Vikings starting off the season very strong. Aaron Rodgers, though, is coming in with the javelin. I have Aaron Rodgers and the Jets edging a win out of this one, 17-14 in neutral site game. First Sunday night, 1 o'clock, we have is the Bears versus the Panthers. Andy Dalton was phenomenal his first game. Unexpected, I may say. And the second game, not so much. He could have performed a little better. That's why I have Caleb Williams and the Bears winning this week, 21-20. It's going to be super close. It's going to be a fun game to watch. The offenses aren't very too strong, so I don't think they're going to be too high scoring. So I have them right around the 20-ish range. The game we have is the Ravens versus the Bengals. I have Lamar Jackson and crew coming out of this game, dominating against the Bengals. The Bengals have been struggling. I know in previous weeks I have said that the Bengals start off slow and they can come back, but I think that this game, the Ravens are going to try to get past 500 and really show that they are a Super Bowl contender team, and the Bengals are just going to have to wait till next week to really show that they can compete in the playoffs. Next Sunday we have is the Patriots versus the Dolphins. This is going to be a low-scoring, probably a very boring game. Both these teams' offense look terrible. Dolphins can't find a way to score. Patriots can't find a way to score. But I think that the Patriots have a more solid offense. At least they've been practicing a lot longer than what we have right now. And I don't think our quarterback situations I don't think the Dolphins' quarterback situation is looking too bright. They're saying maybe week 8 for Tua. So we still got another 4 weeks to go. So I think that the Dolphins are going to lose this one yet again, 13-6. Next Sunday game we have is the Browns versus the Commanders. Commanders are starting off very strong, stronger than I ever thought they would. And I think that the Commanders are going to continue on this pace against the sluggish Browns offense. And I have the Commanders scoring 33 on this one. Really high scoring. They're averaging around like 30 points a game. And I think they can handle business here at home. And their defense is looking very strong, holding teams to about 20-ish points a game. And that's why I have the Browns, because their offense isn't that good. So I have them around 20. And followed up is the Jags versus the Colts. The Jags are not looking great. They're starting the season off 0-4. At the beginning of the season, I had them playoff contender. Trevor Lawrence having the best season of his life last year. But this year, they're looking sluggish. I think that the Jags are due for a win here at home against the Colts. And I think it's going to be a close one. I have it 21-17. Next game we have is the Bills coming to a heartbreaking first loss of the season. And they're playing against the Texans. And I think that the Bills are going to try to redeem themselves here. It's going to be a very close game. I know it's in Houston, and Houston's been performing very well. But if you look at the teams they've been playing, they're not the upper echelon threshold. And I think the Bills are going to come squeak a dub out of this one, 26-24. First Sunday evening game we have is the Raiders versus the Broncos. I think that the Broncos and the Raiders are trash teams. They're not very good. Not as bad as Dolphins right now and the Giants. But I do think they're about just right under mid-level. So I have the Raiders and the Broncos. It's going to be a very low-scoring game. Even Vegas thinks so, around that 36 points. I have it 13-10. Their offenses are very lackluster this year. So it's going to be a very low-scoring game. But I do have the Raiders etching a win out of this one. Second Sunday evening game we have is the Cardinals and the 49ers. The Cardinals had a pretty strong start in those first two games. They had a close loss week 1, a win week 2. But they just haven't been looking very good offensively the following weeks. So that's why I have San Francisco, who has been shown to have a stronger presence on the offensive side of the ball. And this is going to be a very high-scoring game, I think. I think the Cardinals are going to try to find themselves. The Cardinals defense just won't be able to hold that 49ers offense near the tail end of the game. And then eventually San Francisco will come out with a win. I think it's going to be about a field goal game, 33-30. Sunday evening, 4:25, we have is the Packers versus the Rams. This is another one of those games like the Cardinals game that I just mentioned. It's going to be a very high-intensity game, but I don't think they're going to score as many points. It's going to be a defensive battle, and I think it's going to be 24-21. Green Bay's going to come out on top on the road. Next Sunday evening game, we have the Giants versus the Seahawks. Giants are bad. The Seahawks don't really score very many points. They're often very explosive. As you saw again, the Dolphins 2 weeks ago, the Seahawks could barely score. We were able to maximize a lot of the offensive positioning. This is why I think the Giants and the Seahawks game is going to be very low scoring, 20-10. I think that the Giants need to find themselves at some point, but I don't think they're going to find themselves here. First Sunday night game, the Steelers versus the Cowboys. Steelers are looking strong. They're looking very good. Almost Ben Roethlisberger good. Not quite. But I do think they're going to have to win out against the Cowboys at home, and it's going to be about 30-26. Dak Prescott is good. His team is looking good, but I just don't think they're going to be able to win this one. Monday Night Classic we have is the Saints versus undefeated Kansas City. Kansas City is due for a loss. I know I say it every week, and it's going to be a broken record, but Kansas City is due for a loss. I know they're at home, but the Saints have been showing a lot of promise this year. I know they're 2-2, but every game has been close. They've blown certain teams out, so I think that they can come into Kansas City territory and get a win out of this one. I have it 21-17. That's going to be it for this video. Please like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. We have plenty of content here for college and NFL. Peace.